Scott Golden, Pro Wrestling Logic here, and ultimately we are in the TNT series. We move into the month of October. Also, for those that have asked, mainly via direct message on Twitter or here on YouTube, yes, the T-shirts will be here in the next couple of months, sometime in the summer, and they will be cross-branded. So if you like my coaching business, there'll be T-shirts for that, and there hopefully will be some T-shirts for the wrestling side of things too. Anyway, if you're interested in that, but if you're new, subscribe, like, comment below. We are endeavoring to be the largest audio archive of wrestling review related stuff on YouTube, and we need your help to do that. This is an interesting episode because we're back to having a guest host this time. Roddy Piper and none other than Cowboy Bob Orton are your guest hosts for TNT. Because the last time we did that, it was Jesse Ventura. Notice that no baby faces seem to guest host. Anyway, Piper introduces Bobby Heenan. They interact, go back and forth. Piper and Heenan are all chummy, buddy, and really, there's not a lot to talk about here. If you enjoy Roddy Piper, especially his hyped up self, this is worth your way to go out of your way to see. But other than that, really, this is an episode that is just them trying to be creative and throw something at the wall that wasn't meant to stick. It didn't really have a long range purpose, but it is what it is. Jimmy Hart comes out next, and he pontificates on getting Adrian Adonis and the missing link from Bobby Heenan in exchange for King Kong Bundy. Hart says he has a plan, and Heenan says he has a plan, and they both are executing their ever-changing plans, and sometimes that includes a good deal of money and some talent trades, and that's what it's all about. Roddy Piper then brings out Captain Lou Albano. Albano is obviously still at odds with Piper over the babyface turn for Albano several months ago. The assault between the two is not acknowledged, but you can tell they're playing towards the tension that exists between the two. And Lou Albano is going to cook an authentic Italian meal for Piper and his bodyguard here, not too distant future. We then go to the captain's table where we see pasta with what I assume is hot sauce and peppers and all sorts of other not so friendly things. It's amazing because they literally carry this gag on for 5 to 7 minutes where Piper consumes something way too hot and he's complaining and he's insulting Albano and he's wondering how he's ever going to feel better and he's just miserable. So that in itself is interesting. If you've never seen that side, worth going out of your way to see. They then go to what is one of the first, acknowledgments of Piper having to deal with a babyface in this role as a host, which we knew would come. You just didn't know when. The babyface in question, this time the Junkyard Dog, who makes fun of Piper for having spaghetti on his person, who makes fun of Piper for eating the overspiced spaghetti, and etc. and so forth. Then we go, there is an acknowledgement that the Junkyard Dog, who probably is the number 3 babyface at the time, maybe behind, obviously, Hulk Hogan being number 1, maybe behind Tito Santana because of his feud with Valentine, number 2, but I would think that Dog would make a strong case for the number 3 babyface, and he and Piper do battle a little bit, not as much as one would expect, not here, but just in general. Here we go to a match that is one-sided with JYD and Paul Lombardi. JYD just muscles him around, hits a power slam, and sends himself home with a victory. Suffice to say, that is surprising to his audience, I guess. They're a little excited. Maybe surprised is an overstated word, but they're certainly behind the dog regardless. Piper back to the interview with the dog, and dog continues to make fun of him. Piper headbutts the desk and says he knew something like this was going to happen. He or should have known, but he still wants control, so he doesn't give it up. And then we see uh, Piper's Pit interview, or Roddy Piper, as it were, interviewing Uncle Elmer and Hillbilly Jim. I'm sorry, and Cousin Junior, rather. Get them all confused to some degree, although that's an insult to Jim. Jim's the most talented of the three, but the hillbilly gimmick is all over the place during this point in 1985. I think it was with the climax of the wedding, and I think that Vince was testing out lowest common denominator for ratings and what people will bear a gift. And anyway, then we see a squash match that is very short, less than 3 minutes, I would assume, as Uncle Elmer and Cousin Junior. Cousin Luke, I'm thinking Bushwhackers. We're a long way from there. Cousin Junior gets in the ring and takes care of a good bit of business. The Hillbillies are not about finesse. They're about victory and family, of which they are happy with both at this point in their life. And then we go back to the channel for one more segment. Piper gets a wedding present for Uncle Elmer, and we close the show. I mean, I'm not even going to get into the segment because it's non-consequential, doesn't really matter. Again, the show overall is much too clipped for my liking, but we'll watch when it comes back. In any event, this is yet another one of our TNT review series, and I encourage you keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.